Okay, hi everyone, this is Koinzell. Okay, so I heard that you guys are actually having the Dark Knight event in the Black Desert English mobile English server now, pre-event. So that would mean that next week you guys will be getting the Dark Knight. That is actually typically how Black Desert Mobile has been introducing their new classes. First the pre-event and then the actual class release. So Dark Knight, yeah, this is a class that I actually started with when I initially played this game about a year ago. So you see my level here right now 71 is because I already did a class change before. Yeah, they actually released content such as class change. I did take out a video of my class change previously, so I'll probably share it sometime in the future. But I'll probably just go through about the Dark Knight right now, because Dark Knight itself is actually a very fun class, and she's a total beauty. Look at it. I didn't even pay much attention in terms of creating her features when I first created the character. So, not to mention that her costume will always look great. Yeah, okay, let's go to the costumes. So, costume wise, right, Dark Knight actually has quite a bit of great choices. Okay, so these are new costumes that you guys probably wouldn't have yet. Okay, quick review through them. Yeah, okay, so this is actually how the legendary version of the costumes will be like for this character. Besides that, it would be black color. And this is actually the uh, Black Knight Awakening costume. This is standard the Ent costume, ENT. This is actually a great costume to have. If you guys have it now, make sure you buy it before you go do all these activities for farming. This is the classic uh, this is the classic Dark Knight costume, the one with this rose here. That's the one you always see in the Dark Knight promotion pictures, videos, etc. Okay, so okay, that's Sorceress. So basically, for the Dark Knight class itself, it is a melee class. If I show you guys the skills here, okay, so this is actually Shadow. This is Dark Knight after Ascension. So Ascension skills are typically pretty much advanced version, but the same version, exactly the same kind of skills as the original class itself. So this first skill here is actually the best farming skill for Dark Knight slash Shadow. Shadow is actually the name of the Ascension class. So what it does is that it does 2 rounds like this, and these 2 rounds, right, is not just frontal. It actually goes any direction depending on your enemies. So that is your number 1 farming skill. And cooldown is actually 4 seconds once you get this buff here, which can be done at skill level 3, which is really easy. And it reduces the cooldown by 2 seconds, so 4 seconds. That's why I say this is your best farming skill. This particular skill actually helps Shadow to catch up with the rest of the classes in terms of PvE and farming. So okay, another super armor skill for Shadow, where it's also an AoE around her. Very straightforward, clean damage. But of course, we have a nerf in our PvP arena where this skill is the super armor. This skill is not effective in PvP because they don't want you to be abusing such skills. Yeah. Likewise, this has a cooldown reduction at level 3 and level 2 a 10% increase in AoE. Okay. Okay. This might be called execute in your version. I'm not quite sure because that's what the Chinese words here mean. Okay, so this is turn of fate or twist of fate. This is crazy massacre. Yeah, if I do a literal translation. Okay. So this is how this looks like. 2 steps. 1, 2. Second attack will make it has a not bad effect. Personally, I don't really use this skill back when I was playing this character because it's not that great in terms of DPS. If you think about it, it's just 2 hits. Okay, this skill it looks really good, you know, because multiple slash here, 4 slashes in total, 4 swings. But it's actually the lowest DPS skill that you have, and the lowest attack range as well, AoE effect. And on top of that, there's no special effects in terms of super armor. only when you reach the 4 hits, then you get a not bad effect. So honestly speaking, this is not great. Okay, so basically in Black Desert Mobile, every class has a dash skill. Every melee class will have a dash skill. This is Shadows. So pretty straightforward. Damage, super armor for the dash, otherwise the dash would be pointless. The thing about the Shadows dash, right, is actually one of the fastest of all the melee classes. Bam, that's it, go. But the problem with Shadow is her dash distance, which I will cover after I run through the skills. This is the range attack. Likewise, every melee typically will have at least one range attack. Yep. So you can see how far the character is here. So this skill basically, right, is pretty useful inside the Black Sun mode. Black Sun mode, okay, I think I probably need to do a video about Black Sun mode so that you guys can appreciate why why I would have changed away from Shadow to Lan. Okay. This skill, and in fact the next 3 skills are Shadow's highest damage skills, and very effective in both PvP and PvE. And not to mention that it looks great. I really like it as well in terms of the graphics. Yeah. So one swings upward, the other one swings downwards. This is a much bigger AoE effect compared to the second skill earlier. Just look at this. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, so this is actually a new skill that will be introduced to all the classes eventually. I'm quite sure you guys don't have these skills. You will not have this skill yet. They call it the 12th skill or the 11th skill, I can't remember. So if you see the damage is really high, and on top of that, right, what it does is that it actually leaves a AoE effect on the ground that does percentage 20% of your original damage, right? The first hit over five times over time, 5 seconds. So you can see here, this thing actually stays, just like in the skill preview it doesn't. This is the level 70 skill that you will get. Every class has it. Basically, almost every class is the same, where you get a health buff, then you get some kind of other form of buff in terms of either the attack. You will always get this, where the dash cooldown is reduced by 2 seconds. Okay, so probably it would be good if I bring Shadow to show you guys the dash distance itself, how bad it is. Okay, before that, let me just go to my horse. Okay, this is actually tier 8 horse and can teleport. Pretty neat, huh? Okay, this brings me to Hadou mode. I probably can't last long here since I don't have potions with me. But I just want to showcase her skills. So first off, the dash. This is the dash. You can actually make it very fast. You can see it's really fast compared to other classes. But the problem is the distance. It's like short bursts of short sprints. So you can imagine in the Black Sun mode, where people are chasing each other, killing each other, it's a free for all kind of map, right? And people usually run away from you. It's a problem if your character, right, is a class where you just can't cover the distance. Dash, and you can't catch up. The only thing you can do when you are in Shadow, right, is to dash, then use your... Sorry, I don't have it listed here because this is not my PvP setup. But basically, wait, hang on. Okay. So you have to dash in Black Sun mode. Use your AoE, then dash. Sorry, not AoE. The range. The range actually stuns your opponent so that you can then catch up with your dash attack. And from there, you hopefully do one more heavy attack, like either this or this. Yeah, so you can see actually the range is pretty decent. AoE itself is fine, I guess. This skill is too slow for catching people because of that charging that it does. The best option is this actually. Yeah. Okay. Let me just change back to the PvP farming. Okay, so PvP farming itself, like I mentioned, right, your best skill is actually your little whirlwind effect. So this is how it looks like. Okay, just turn on. So this is for you guys to see the farming effect of Shadow, and it's actually the Dark Knight class itself. Okay, yeah. So I'm at a map that is 17500. My attack power is 17842. So typically it will take me quite a few number of hits, right, to actually kill the mobs. But if you look here, Shadow is just killing them quite fast. Her skill damage is actually very high. You look at it, one hit and it's more than half of their health gone. 2 hits I can kill them, which is really good considering the fact that her CP is actually only higher than the map requirement by 300. Typically, right, you need it to be about 2k, 1k to 2k higher to actually have this kind of effect. So that is why Shadow actually has a very good potential in terms of her PvE speed. Yeah. The only problem about this class, right, really is that in Black Sun itself, it's very hard to chase your opponents. If you play Arena, Shadow is actually not too bad. Yeah, also that's very fun to play because Arena is such a small area. Your dash is no longer a problem per se. Yeah. Okay. So in conclusion, right, Shadow is definitely going to be Dark Knight is definitely going to be stronger than classes that you guys have now, because the classes that you guys have now, honestly, there's not much strong classes. You have Swordsman or Warrior, which isn't great really. Not much people use them in our endgame state right now. Then the next one I think you have Ranger. Ranger is really not good as well. Sorry, Ranger is actually okay. Ranger is actually fine. Ranger is in fact the only class that is good amongst the list that you guys have. The one that I was saying that's not good, right, in my mind was actually Valkyrie. Valkyrie is my personal very last in terms of the classes ranking. So I'll go into more detail when I do a specialized video on the ranking of classes in the end game that we have right now. But in your server, the Black Desert English right now, Black Desert Mobile English, I would say that Dark Knight is actually one of the stronger classes. If you guys don't mind starting anew, it's actually a great class to start on. Yeah, no, she looks good, her skills look nice, and it's quite speedy as well. And as you can tell, the damage is actually very good on her skills. And don't forget that my skills are only level 1 because I have already did a class change and moved all her skill levels, all her gear, everything to my LAN. So this is like a bare bone character that I have. If you look at her CP in my family, right, she's only slightly higher because I gave her some better equipment, that's all. But not by much. If you see here, 17842, 17765, 17757, it's about there. Okay, so Ranger, I actually gave her some better gear. In fact, my Ranger is almost full ping, 5 ping, 1 red gear, because how should I put it? Ranger is very effective in node wars. If you guys are very keen on doing node wars, right? Node war strategy is very simple. Just have a bunch of Rangers together with some melee classes at the front. Have the Rangers keep shooting. It's a surefire way to win, more or less. Okay. Yeah, we actually have a lot of classes, but I just want to show the point that most of my characters right now are at the 17k level. In fact, if you see my Shadow actually is a very low level compared to the rest of them, only level 31. Because once you do the class change together with the XP change, right, you actually can transfer all the SP that you have on one character from level 70 onwards, right? All the SP that this character have, you can actually transfer to your main character. That is what happened to my LAN. Previously, my Shadow, I think I played at level 84. LAN, I played it backwards from after I transferred, right? I slowly caught up and played it back to 85, and then this transferred to this, and plus a bit more leveling. I'm level 91 now. I'll do a special video on how to make use of that that opportunity on the XP transfer, right, to be one of the highest level in your server. I'm the second highest now, right now. The first guy I cannot beat because the first guy has a lot more CP than me. And what this means is that at the latest map, right, he's killing mobs with 1 hit while I'm still killing with 2 hits. So that will make a huge difference in terms of the SP gain. Yeah. Okay, so okay, so this is Shadow itself at a high level. I would really recommend for you guys, right, to give Shadow a try. Why? Because whatever you have put in effort now in terms of Black Desert Mobile, right? If you look at my list of characters, right, in the future it's going to be so easy to hit level 70, minimum level 70. You can see from here, all of my characters minimum level 70. These two are because I don't even send them to the Tower of Trials. And you can tell my love for them for Valkyrie is really low. And this is Striker. It's terrible. It's a terrible class for PvE. Absolutely terrible. It is only strong in PvP, and even then, it's not like it has an overwhelming advantage, honestly speaking. Yeah. So actually, if you look at this logo here, this is the Tower 12 logo, whether it's the normal one or the dark version one. Okay. So that's all. That ends my introduction for Shadow. I really recommend you guys give it a try right now in your Black Desert Mobile. And it really helps that she looks good. I mean, come on, that is very pretty, right? The features. Yeah, I mean, it's not. I really didn't put much effort into this. Yeah. Okay. So that ends my video for Shadow. I've already shared some insight on how our endgame is like right now. Especially in terms of Black Sun mode, Shadow really just can't meet the cut, which is why I actually transferred her, switch from her to Lan. So, but in terms of your current Black Desert Mobile server, she's great. Oh, what is that? In terms of the current Black Desert Mobile English server, right, she's actually a great class to play. Yeah, I definitely recommend giving her a try. Okay, that's all for today. That's all for this video. I'll try to see if I can do another video today. Alright, thanks. See you guys. Bye. Oh, before that, right, if there's any other questions you guys have about that night as a whole, feel free to ask me. And also any other videos that you guys want to see, let me know. If you like, please keep watching and subscribe so that I'll know I will do up more videos for you guys. Thanks. Bye.